You're listening to School Counseling Simplified, a podcast with easy-to-implement strategies for busy school counselors. Here's your host, Rachel Davis from Bright Futures Counseling.
Let's play a little game of Would You Rather, School Counselor Edition. Okay, would you rather spend your weekend planning a group or spend your afternoon sitting in irrelevant PD? Yikes. Or would you rather be the only counselor with no one to collaborate with, or to spend hours searching online for engaging activities? All of these options are pretty bad, right? But unfortunately, they're all too real. But what if I told you I had a solution for you? What if I told you I had access to hundreds of school counseling lessons, groups, and activities, counselor-specific trainings on the topics you need most, and a community of like-minded school counselors to support you? You would say, yes, please. Well, that is what Impact is all about. Impact is my monthly membership for school counselors, and it helps you with all of these things. You get access to hundreds of resources. That's unlimited free downloads. Log in and get what you need right away to every single resource that's in my store. We add new resources each and every month. We're adding a new middle school and elementary resource each month, and some of these are bonus Impact exclusives, meaning that you can get resources just for members. You can request resources that you need and easily search so you can find exactly what you're looking for. And let's talk about the trainings, counselor-specific trainings on the topics you need most. We do these each and every month as part of our Coffee with the Counselor series. Impact members get to join for absolutely free. You earn PD certificates and you get exclusive access to members-only things like the Ultimate Small Group Experience and our Summer Summit Conference. And the community. Y'all, this is possibly my favorite part of Impact. I so look forward to jumping on these calls, to getting to know counselors who are similar to me and also completely different. It's so fun to hear from your experiences and your challenges, and everyone brings a unique perspective to the table. We have an exclusive online community, and we even have a cool app where you can chat with other counselors in these community circles. We have our monthly calls, like I mentioned, twice a month, and we share wins, troubleshoot tough cases, and just talk about what it's like to be a counselor, because so often we're on our own island at our school sites. So if any of that sounds like it's for you, I would love to see you inside Impact. Go to stressfreeschoolcounseling.com/impact to solve all of your counselor problems. And I have a special offer for my listeners. Use code POD at checkout to save 10% off your first month. Okay, let's go to today's episode. Hey there, thanks for listening to another episode of School Counseling Simplified. So in today's episode, I want to share with you how you can use data to advocate at the end of the school year. Now you may be thinking, it's not the end of the school year yet, and I know some of you may get out in May, some of you may get out in June, but even if you're listening to this when it airs at the end of April, I want you to know that this is the perfect time because you can get everything ready for the end of the school year. Now, if you've listened to my podcast for some time or familiar with me, you know that I love helping counselors increase their impact and advocate for their role so they can get the recognition that they deserve. So advocating is really big for me. I think it's something that a lot of counselors feel uncomfortable doing or they don't know how to do. So that's why I'm here to make it simple for you. So I have two strategies for you. One is a data wall and one is an end of the year report. So a data wall, this is simply a bulletin board. So as a counselor, you probably likely have a bulletin board outside your office, but this is even better if you can do it in a high traffic space. So if you can ask to use a bulletin board in the front office, in a multi-purpose room, in the cafeteria, somewhere where teachers and parents are getting eyes on it and students themselves. But basically what you're going to do is kind of show what you're up to in the counseling program. So you can give a snapshot of data that you've collected over the last quarter, semester, or even the school year. It's a fun way to brag on your program, and the reason we want to do that is because it shows the need for our services and it helps people access our services. So, for example, you can show how many groups you did this year, what topics you covered. By showing the topics that you covered, this helps parents, teachers, students, whoever walks by say, oh, I didn't know I could see my counselor for that. Or say, oh, my child actually needs help for that. Maybe I can sign them up for services. So it's a great way to spread awareness about the services you offer. A lot of times we assume that parents and teachers and staff and everyone knows what we do, but many times they don't. So this is a great way to show the services that we provide And it's a great way to show how effective these services are. So, of course, keeping it anonymous, but you can include some student data to show how kids have improved as a result of your counseling services. You can say, oh, we had this many behavior referrals before the group, now this many. Or we improved attendance by this amount. Or these students before said they couldn't name any coping strategies, and now they can name 5 coping strategies. Any kind of data you want. You don't want to put too much on there to overwhelm, but you can pick and choose some fun, eye-catching data, use some cool pie charts or graphs to get attention, make it pretty. I like to even have like a little glimpse, like counseling by the numbers, how many students served, how many individual sessions you conducted, how many hours spent in class lessons. This is a fun way for you to use data to show the services that you provided and the progress that your students are making. So then your admin is like, whoa, okay, they're just walking by and they're like, wow, our counselor's been up to a lot of stuff. This is so important when it comes to those big decisions about how many counselors we need. Is this position worth it? Can we give you more hours? Can we hire another counselor? Anything like that. So the data wall is a really fun, informal, easy way to display data like this. Now, I have a data wall toolkit that I'll link for you guys in the show notes in case you want an idea of like what it looks like and how to get started. I think I have a blog post as well detailing how to do it. So I will link to all that in the show notes. Now, a more formal way of doing this, pretty much the same thing, just in a different format, is the end of the year report. Now, I love an end of the year report. It's a great way to display data. It can show everything you've done, but again, it's in a more formal way. So this is a report you're going to write up, and you're showing your admin, how many students you've served, how many groups you've done, how many individual sessions. And the second part is that services provided piece where you're sharing, how students have improved as a result of your counseling services. You can include some individual student data here, talk about how attendance has improved, talk about how behavior referrals have gone down, any fun data like that, because data-driven decisions are so important, and we want to show our admin that we've been collecting data this whole time and making data-informed decisions. And it's just a great way to advocate for your program and your role and to show the need for school counselors. Here's what we've been up to. Here's what a difference we're making at our school sites. I have a template for you guys for this end of the year report, so you don't have to start from scratch. I'll link to that in the show notes and a blog post as well if you do want to start from scratch, kind of detailing what's included. But now you're thinking, okay, this sounds great, but where do I get this data from? And you may be thinking, it's already toward the end of the school year and I don't have any of this data to advocate for my role. But you likely already do, especially the services provided data. When it comes to that, just simply look at your calendar, look at your schedule, and see how many groups you did. Go back and look at how many class lessons, what topics you covered. Everyone can provide the services provided data because you can see what you've done. If you've kept any calendar or schedule or agenda at all, you can go back and see how many students you've met with, things like that. Next week's episode, I'm going to share a little more about some must-have spreadsheets that are going to help you do this super easily. So stay tuned for that. But the student progress data you may have, you may not have. If you haven't been doing self-assessments or behavior surveys or anything like that, you may not have this data, and that's okay. But now's a good time to start thinking about how you want to do this for next year and how you want to use those forms for next year. So I'll link to those as well in the show notes so you can get an idea and take a look around and see, okay, this is the data-driven plan I want. But at a minimum, you can totally do a showcase of the services that you provided. I hope you find these 2 tools, the data wall and the end of the year report, helpful as you learn how to use data to advocate for your role at the end of the year. And I hope you take a little nugget away today as you're planning for the wrapping up your school year. Think about, one piece of data that you want to display. Just start with one so you don't feel overwhelmed. Maybe you want to display the class lessons that you've taught, how many and how many students were impacted, and the topics that you covered. And believe me, as you start going through this data and combing through it, you're going to be like, oh dang, I did a lot. It's kind of fun. So I hope you find this helpful, and let me know what you find. I can't wait to see the results. Okay, talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to School Counseling Simplified. You can find the links from today's episode in the show notes. If you'd like to connect with Rachel, she's on Instagram and Teachers Pay Teachers at Bright Futures Counseling. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any episodes of School Counseling Simplified. Talk to you next week.